Tahniah. Secara langsung ini dibawakan khas kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber Malaysia, sebuah inisiatif E-Didik Malaysia dan Kelab Guru Malaysia. Tumpukan perhatian anda. Secara langsung akan bermula sebentar lagi. Link sijil akan diberikan di hujung siaran ini. Pastikan diisi dalam tempoh yang ditetapkan. Terima kasih.
Hi and welcome to teachers, parents and also all the wonderful pupils out there. Welcome to Pusat Tuition Academy YouTuber. Bermula percuma, selamanya percuma. How are you all doing today? I hope that all of you are ready for today's lesson. And then before we proceed, let's begin our session with Umur Kitab Al-Fatihah for the Muslims, and the others can recite your prayers according to your own religion. Okay, now as you all know that we at Pusat Tuition Academy YouTuber provides you with daily free online classes. So dear students or pupils, there are many classes for various subjects. So take this opportunity to do your revision. So are you ready? I can see there are comments there, right? Some comments from the students. Okay, welcome. And then remember that we have English classes every Wednesday and also Friday for the lower secondary. Okay, now we are very fortunate to have with us today. Puan Aisha is the control host. Cikgu Aisha is here.
Hi.
Teacher Aisha.
Hi.
And then we have Cikgu Manjit also with us and a new member,
Hello.
Teacher Shirley.
Hi,
Okay,
everyone.
Teacher Manjit is here and Teacher Shirley. Okay, those Teacher Shirley and Teacher Manjit are observers today. And then they can help me with the comments. Okay.
Yeah, can help you with your comments, yes.
Okay, now I would like to introduce myself. I think everybody know me already. I'm Puan Gan. I'm from SMK King George V in Seremban. Okay, now we are live on my channel. Okay, you can support my channel by clicking the subscribe button. So the topic for today is I'm going to share the topic on writing a story. Okay, dear students, there are some reminders here. First of all is you must try to pay attention to our class and try to stop chatting and use the chat section or the comment box wisely. And then try to be respectful of others. Okay, number 2, regarding the certificate link, the link will be given at the end of our session. So remember to use the EDD account when you fill in your particulars. And make sure to listen to the passcode or password given by me, or I think it will be given by me. Okay. Okay, at the end of this lesson. And fill in the form within the time limit, which is 30 minutes. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to start our lesson.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I'm going to share my
Good luck.
screen. Okay, thank you. So is it in the screen mode now, Puan Aisha? In the presentation mode?
Not yet.
Yes, I think.
Yes, okay. Okay, I'm going to share now, okay? Okay, the line is a bit slow, I think.
Yeah, mine too. Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
it's in the screen mode.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So I thought just now I'm supposed to present, so I put the reminders all here. So I think we skip that.
Something different for today.
Okay, so the reminders are there. So I think we skip that. Okay, let's look at the writing. So as usual, you know that my lessons are more on writing. So today you're going to learn how to write a story. So this is for Form 1 to Form 3. Okay, let's look at the first information. You need to know that these free online classes, actually they are the initiative of 3 organizations. They are Kelab Guru Malaysia, E-Didik Malaysia, and also Academy YouTuber. Okay, these are the teachers in the English Language Secondary Schools. So here we have myself, Cikgu Gan, Teacher Gan, and then we have Teacher Aisyah and Teacher Manjit and also Teacher Amadi Fiza. Okay, now we have a new teacher, Teacher Jenny.
Shirley.
Okay,
Shirley.
Shirley, sorry,
Shirley.
Shirley. Okay, yes. Okay, now the playlist. Here is the playlist for the lower secondary. So for the lower secondary, you can scan the QR code here. And then you can go to the playlist for Form 1, Form 2, and Form 3. Okay, you can scan the QR code. So there are a lot of videos, especially on English language, and maybe you have on grammar, on writing, on reading, and also listening and speaking. Okay, now this is the playlist for the upper secondary, Form 4 and Form 5. So there are a lot of videos also in this playlist. Okay, now let's go to our topic for today. So today you are going to learn again to write paper 2. So I think this is the fourth format for paper 2, okay? Paper 2, the code is 12 stroke 2. 12 stroke 2 is for Form 3 PT3. Okay, part 2. So this is part 2. Part 2 is note expansion. So let's look at the question. This is the instrument contoh or the sample given by the KPM or MOE, okay? So you should spend about 35 minutes in this part. In your class, you have been talking about celebrations. In about 120 words, write an essay about a celebration you enjoy. You may use the notes below to help you. So there are some students who left some messages because they watched the live session later on when it was recorded. So some students asked, teacher, it's written here an essay. So if you see bottom here on also an essay. So the question was, should he use the format? So my advice is, yeah, if you know the format, it's better for you to write the format. For example, this one is a celebration. So maybe you can write it as a story or as an article, okay? So maybe even in the story, you can put a title. Okay, so normally you can see a map here, my map. So you see the main title will be here, a celebration you enjoy. Then you have the WH questions, like why you celebrate it, how you feel, who you celebrate with, what you do, when you celebrate it, and where you go. Okay, so you won't have any notes, only questions. Okay, so that is the format for part 2, which is called note expansion. Okay, so part 2, there are 5 types that can come out in the exam. Okay, they can ask you to write an informal letter. They can ask you to write a story. They can ask you to write a review. They can ask you to write an article or ask you to write a report. Okay, so today is not a review. Sorry, I didn't change this. Today is a story. Okay, today we're doing story. Okay. So let's look at story. Because you need to at least get some examples from your textbook. So story will be past 2 because we are using past 2 for Form 1 and Form 2. So past 2, Unit 3. Unit 3, if you read Unit 3, you can see a question for writing on story. Okay. And later on 7. Okay, sorry. 7. I didn't mark 7 because 7 is more like a blog post. Blog means you write online about maybe article or a story about yourself or your adventures or your experiences. So this is like a mixture of article and story. So it is Unit 7, but this is for Form 2. Okay, now for Form 3, you have the close-up textbook. So for story, it is in Unit 4. So Unit 4 is a story. And also Unit 7 is a story. And then you have Unit 12. Okay, Unit 12 is also a story. So you can refer to Unit 4, Unit 7, and Unit 12 for more examples. Okay? Okay, next. So let's look at the sample stories. So here is from Form 1, Unit 3. So here you can see writing a fictional narrative. Okay, so you have a title here, Loss. Then you can see the paragraphing. So this is a title. Then you have the paragraphing, which is the introduction. Later on, you're going to learn how to write introduction, okay? So now we are looking at the format first. So you have introduction, then you have paragraph 1 introduction, then you have paragraph 2 and paragraph 3 here, they are the contents. Then the last part is paragraph 4, the closing. Okay? So if you, this is from the exercise book. This is the fill in the blanks. Okay. Another one. This is from Form 3, Unit 12. So this, you can see here, there's no title. Okay. So title, no, there's no title. But you still have the introduction, paragraph 1. Then you have the content, paragraph 2. And then you have the closing. So here you have lesser paragraph, only 1, 2, 3. Okay, so writing is quite easy. You can write in paragraphs. If you want the title, you can put in a title. Okay. Okay, now let's look at exercise time. Okay, read these questions. So please read these questions. I think there are students there, right? So
Yeah,
students,
they are. Got-
before I share the story, let's read the questions. Okay, who is the main character? Where is the story set? So why you need to learn this? Because in your story later on, you need to know that you have to have the main characters or then the supporting characters. Then you must have the setting. Where is the story? Okay, number 3, are there any other characters? Number 4, something strange happens or happen. Okay, what is it? How does the story end? So it is better actually to write your story in past tense. Okay, but you can still write in present. Okay, so this is from the workbook, Form 3 workbook. Read the sample story below and answer the questions. So remember, our questions are here. Who is the main character? Where is the story set? The place? Are there any other characters? Something strange happened. Okay, there was something that happened, an incident. What is it? So how does the story end? Okay, so let's look at the story now. Emma woke up. The sun was shining outside and she felt good. It was the last day of school and she was going on holiday. She was going on holiday tomorrow. Okay, so that is the first. You can see here the way the paragraphing is written in the textbook. Remember I mentioned about the block paragraphing? You can see no spacing in front here, right? Okay, normally the textbook will use this type of paragraphing. Block paragraphing means one paragraph, skip one line, one paragraph, skip one line. Okay, so these are normally the way they write in the textbook. Okay, next paragraph. She got dressed and went downstairs for breakfast. There was some orange juice and some cereal on the table, but her parents were nowhere to be seen. Perhaps they went to work early, Emma thought. Okay, you can see the past tense here, woke. Okay, sun was shining. Okay, so Emma ate her breakfast and then left the house. The streets were very quiet and she didn't see any cars or people. That's strange, thought Emma. I wonder where everyone is. Okay, you can see a dialogue here, so you can write down dialogue. This is how you write the dialogue. Okay, when Emma arrived at school, she went to her classroom. There was nobody there. She looked around the whole school, but she couldn't find anyone. Suddenly, Emma was scared. What had happened to everyone? Was she the only person left on the planet? Okay, next paragraph. She ran all the way back home and opened the door. The first thing she saw was her mother standing at the top of the stairs wearing her pajamas. She looked worried. Emma, where have you been? She said. I've been at school, Emma said, but there was nobody there. There was nobody anywhere. School, said Emma's mom, but it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Has your clock broken again? So that's the story, okay? So can you answer the question? What about the question just now? Can we have some, maybe there are students who are answering? Who is the main character?
So far, nobody at the moment.
Okay, anybody? We
Come
have
on,
people?
students, come try.
We have Chandra,
Yeah.
Isalini. Anybody?
Come on,
Who
students,
is the
try.
main character?
Very, very simple question.
Who is the main character?
Come on, the hero in the story.
Who is the
The,
main character? Anybody wish to answer? Anybody wishes to answer?
So far, nobody yet. Maybe I think we have to show them the
Yeah.
text again. Show them the text again.
Who is the main character? Yes.
Come on, students.
Any answer?
who's telling the story?
Yes. Who is the person? Who's the main character in the story? Okay, there's
Okay, there is
an
someone
answer,
from
right? Yes.
Lee Junyi. Emma
Okay,
is the main
Emma.
character.
Okay,
Yes,
good. So Emma is
yes,
the main character.
character.
Okay. So answer is Emma.
Yes,
Oh,
thank you,
yeah, number
Lee.
five. Number five came out first. Okay. Where is the story set? The setting of the story. Where are
The
the places?
place.
The place.
Where's the
So the
place?
setting. There are two places there, right? The setting
Read
is
the
sorry.
story.
Yes, you must put your character in a place and also at the particular time or day. So the story happened in when Emma woke up, where was she? Any answer?
No answer yet.
Answer,
Read.
yeah,
They are
okay.
still reading. They are still reading the story, I think.
Okay. This
Okay,
is
students.
actually from the Form 3 text workbook.
Yeah.
Come on,
So
students.
so this is an
Any answer?
example
The
how you write
setting.
your story. You have to know what character, who is going to be there in your story, where are the characters, where you're going to put them. Okay. Setting can be time and also place. So where did the
Any
story
answer?
happen? Any answer?
No yet. Still waiting. Come on, students. Try. No harm trying. You can
Try.
just read the paragraph again. The answer is there.
What happened to Chandra? Chandra, time to answer. There's Chandra, Tishalini, right?
Shalini. And then Good Vibes. Then Lee
Then
Junzi.
we have the party or die parrot.
Look at that unique
Yeah, I
names.
also got a comment from our last week live lesson, Puan Aisha. We were there
Yeah.
together, right? One boy
Uh-huh.
told me that the PT3 has stopped. There's no more exam. So I asked him back who told him. He said there's no more PT3 exam. There's no PT3 exam.
They assume now.
Yeah, they
They
assume. Oh,
assume.
They
yeah, but it
assume.
was stopped only last year, right? Only
No,
last
I
Yeah.
think
year.
this year will
Yeah,
continue.
there are even news. No, maybe he read news on the no online or on the newspaper. It's only for last year. Yeah, it's written that I read because I
Yeah.
was searching maybe yeah, it was written there PT3. Okay, there was no PT3, but it's written there 2020.
20.
Okay, so the place.
Can
Anybody?
Come on,
anybody
Anybody answer?
students. Try,
answer?
try, try to write.
Mm.
Okay, you
Try.
can see
Who
here.
want to
Never mind. You
answer?
can see here. Yeah, you can see here the word
Find.
school, right?
Find place.
So
Find
yeah,
place
find
in the
place.
text. Scan for
Place means
place.
setting.
Yeah,
Setting. Yeah.
so you have a place. What else you have here? You have here another one. Can see here house, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
House.
then you can even have the streets where Emma was walking out, right? And then you
Yeah.
also have school. She went to school. What
School.
else? Then you see her classroom, right? So there are a lot of places there, right? Okay, so these are called places where your characters are put into. Okay, so the next one. What's the next question? What
Teacher
are
Gan.
there? Yes.
For this question, can we give more than one answers
Can,
or
can,
only one?
can,
Can.
No,
can.
can.
Mm.
Can because there are
Because
few
setting can change with the time. Or maybe today you are here, the
Yeah.
next day you're somewhere else can.
the
Okay,
location.
Mm.
You just-
yes. Are there any other characters? You see any characters there? You can see one person,
Automatically,
right?
we will have minor and major characters.
Yes. You have major and minor
Mm.
characters. So here you
Yes.
have Emma's mom, right? So the mom is the
Mm.
another character. Because in the school there was nobody, am I right? Okay. So
Yep.
next one. Something strange happened. What is it? When she went to
Um,
school, what happened? Something strange was in the school. Can anybody answer? Anybody around? So something strange happened. What is it? Or something strange had happened. So what was it? Okay, it can be the question can be in past tense. Anybody?
they are not trying today. I don't know why. Students,
Okay.
are you there?
Okay, maybe
You
we have
there with us?
few viewers today. Okay, never mind. So something strange, right? What was the strange thing? She went to school, but nobody was around, right? She couldn't
The
find her
school was
Yeah.
friends.
empty.
Yes.
Yes, the classmate, the
The
school was
school
empty.
was
Yes, right.
empty. Okay. The school was
Yes.
Um,
empty.
So, how does the story end? So,
This
was
you
it
draw your
something
own
funny?
conclusion.
Yes. No, there is an answer there. So, what happened actually?
Okay.
Her clock was broken, right?
Yep.
So, her clock was broken. Maybe it broke maybe at maybe 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. So she rushed to school. But actually, the mom said it's only 5 in the morning now. So she went to school earlier than 5 o'clock. Okay, that's what happened at the end. Okay, so let's look at the answer. Sorry that no, it went like zigzagging. So answer, who is the main character? Emma. So where is
Correct.
the story
Lee
set?
Junzi
Yes.
did answer. Good.
Yes, Lee Junzi, correct, good. And then we have second, where is the story set? So we have Emma's house, her school, her classroom. Okay. And then
And
are there any
sometimes you can
other
even
characters?
mention the name of the places also.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. If you
Okay.
have the name of the places, you can mention. Like
Yes.
Penang, like Malacca, then, okay. So you have the next one, the characters will be mother. Emma's mother,
Minor
is that right?
character.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Something strange happened. There are many things, right? The streets were quiet. There were no cars. There were no people on the street. And then the school and the classroom, there was no one. So these are the strange
Empty.
things. It was empty, yes. So how does the story end? So actually, the story ended because Emma's alarm clock was broken. So she
And
went to
she came
school.
early.
Yes.
Early.
So is it an interesting ending?
Yes.
Okay,
Very
yes.
interesting.
Sometimes you can write an interesting ending.
I thought
Okay.
it was going to say it is a public holiday.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking that. Yes.
So I was thinking about that, maybe.
Yes, yes. Okay,
Uh,
now this is the important parts where you have to know how to write a story. Okay. So organizing a story. Most stories have a beginning, a middle, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Okay.
ending.
So you have to write beginning. You have to introduce. Okay, so introduces and describe the beginning, introduces and describe the people, place, and time of a story. So you have to bring in your character, you have to put the place and the time. Okay, so that's how you write an interesting story. And the middle part, you have to describe the middle is describing the action or things that happen to people or in the place in the story. Okay, so
Mhm.
either definitely you need to have actions, right? You have actions that happen to people or things that happen at a certain place. Okay,
Please.
can have several paragraphs. So the writer can describe more actions. Okay, so this is where the writer sometimes include something surprising or unexpected. So something unexpected or interesting or surprising can be mentioned or written in the middle part of the story. Okay, and then for the ending, you can explain the action or events in a story, or you can leave the reader with a question or mystery. So it can be a hanging ending, okay? A surprise at the end. Okay. So there are several ways to make your story interesting. First of all, you can start interesting stories, start with a dramatic opening sentence, which will
Ah,
yes, which will make the reader want to read on. Okay, then you can use descriptive adjective and adverbs. Okay, Puan Aisha, if you attend her classes, she are now doing a lot of adjective and also adverbs, right? Adverbs of
Right.
frequency.
yes.
Yes. Okay. So these are
Adverbs of
important.
frequency.
Yes. Adjective and adverbs are very important in a story. Why? Because when readers read, they can imagine the character and the action. Okay, so it means that adjective and adverbs, they beautify or add more characters to the story. Okay, add more feeling, add more descriptions to the story. Okay, you can also use some idiomatic expression. Idiomatic expression is simpulan bahasa, right? So you can
Mm-mm.
make your writing more colorful, so more interesting to read. And then remember, direct speech and short dramatic sentences in places add variety and drama. So you can write your dialogues. Okay, dialogues are very important. Okay, then introduce a twist in the story in which something unexpected happens, which can add suspense. Okay, so a twist, something strange. So the readers, no, they are surprised. No, they are eager to read more. Okay, and finally, an interesting ending to the story is also important. Okay, so it's not easy to write a story. That's why you need to read more, read more novels. Okay.
Students, you must read a lot actually.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
Okay, now narrative tenses. Okay, when you write a story, remember you are using narrative tenses. Okay, what are narrative tenses? They are the past simple. Okay, you have past simple, you have past continuous, you have past perfect simple, and also past perfect continuous. Okay, so these are called narrative tenses. Okay, let's look at the first one. Past simple. Okay, you use past simple to talk about a completed action. Okay, so it is in the past. You can also, it's a series of action that happen one after another, but all must be in the past. Okay, so this is called past simple. But for past continuous, to set the scene of the story and to talk about an action that was in progress. In progress means happening at that moment in the past. So in progress in the past. Okay, so that is past continuous. So what is happening? And then another action happens. So there are two actions that happen together. So one can be past continuous and another can be past simple. Okay, next you have the past perfect simple. So this is to talk about an action that happened before the time of the narrative. Happened much earlier. Okay, and another past action. For example, you have the word morning. You take your breakfast first and then you went to school. So the first one is took breakfast and the second one went to school. So the first action, which is took breakfast, must be in the past perfect simple. So you must write, for example, Emma had taken her breakfast. Okay, and the second action is went to school. So that's why the early action before the time of the narrative must be past perfect. It means that the first action, okay? Perbuatan yang terdahulu. So you must write it in past perfect simple. So you have to use the word had, H-A-D. Okay, now you have another one. Past perfect continuous. You can see all are in past tense, okay? In the past. Okay, past perfect continuous is to talk about an action that was in progress at some time in the past, which was interrupted by another past action. So there are two, but one was interrupted or which had an effect on on a later event in the past. So don't worry, it doesn't mean that you have to write all this. Okay, you can still survive and write a good essay by writing only past simple and past continuous. Okay, it doesn't mean that everything has to be written. Don't torture yourself by saying that I have to write all these four. No, okay, you can choose. Okay, so next. Writing focus, you have to have sequencing words and expression. These one are important. So this is from your textbook. We use the following words and expression to show the order in which events happen. So you have the word one day, Sam woke up early and went swimming. So this is sequencing one day. Soon it was time for breakfast. Then he went back to the campsite. By then, his family were eating. Later, they all went to the beach. And in the end, they stayed at the beach until 10 p.m. So you have words like one day, soon, then, by then, later, in the end. So these are called sequencing words or expressions. Okay, you need to use them in a story. Okay, next. So these are some more useful expressions. How to describe people. So you have to use descriptive verb. Remember the adjectives? So you have tall, short, slim, overweight, kind, unkind, friendly, unfriendly, clever. Okay, I'm not going to read this again. Okay, young, old, easy,
Okay, Madam Gan.
scary,
I
happy. Yes,
think,
any question?
good. Can we take a short break for a minute, please?
Okay. Is it already? Okay, yes, okay.
Yeah, about to.
Okay, can I finish this one first? The last part?
Yes, after this,
Okay.
we'll take a short break.
Okay, so we have the describing of people. You can mention people, you use adjective like easygoing, scared or happy person, okay? So later on, you can also describe the place. Remember the setting? So you can mention morning, lunchtime, afternoon, evening, dark, bright, clean, dirty, cold, hot, early or late. Okay. Okay, I think we can take a break now.
Yes, take a break.
Okay.
All to you,
Pencarian
Panisha.
ikon e-didik junior telah pun bermula. Adakah anda sudah bersedia? Misi ini adalah satu tanda penghargaan di atas kesungguhan anda menyertai tuition percuma IU. Terbuka kepada semua pelajar prasekolah, sekolah rendah, sekolah menengah dan pra-universiti. Rebut peluang untuk menjadi salah seorang ikon E-Didik Junior bagi subjek pilihan. Terdapat subjek Bahasa Melayu, Bahasa Inggeris, Bahasa Arab, Matematik, Sains, Kimia, Matematik Tambahan dan pelbagai lagi. Sertai kami. Peluang di tangan anda. Untuk maklumat lanjut, layari www.academyyoutuber.com. Apa tunggu lagi? Anda mungkin menjadi salah seorang pelajar yang kami cari.
We are back again, students and teachers. Let's continue with the lesson. Madam Gan, all to you.
Okay, thank you. So just now I was explaining about the useful expressions. Okay, so let's look at the next one, how to plan. Okay, when writing a story, spend a few minutes thinking about how you want your story to develop. So you have to draft out, okay, and make some notes. So set the scene. The scene is a setting in the first paragraph and create a strong atmosphere. So remember, the setting must be there in the first paragraph itself. And then remember to use the narrative tenses, okay, the past tenses. And then don't forget the linking words. We always mention about linking words, right? Like then, so, for, and, but, and so on. So these are linking words. So make sure to try to give your story an interesting ending. Okay, and then maybe you can talk about how people felt in the end of the story. Okay, so paragraph 1, just now I mentioned, set the scene and also introduce the main characters. Okay, try to make the introduction sounds interesting or dramatic. Example, it was a cold, dark evening. Okay, so that is dramatic, right? Because it's cold, you can imagine it's cold, it's dark, and then in the evening. So this is the setting of the time and place. Okay, or you can mention John was very scared. So you introduce the character John. So in the first paragraph itself, you can know that he was scared. Okay, so these two short sentences are actually very interesting and dramatic. Okay, next, paragraph 2. You have to give a background information about the characters and what is going on or what was going on. For example, Maddie and Sally met at their dance class a year ago. So this is the background, how they met each other. Okay, and next, Maddie was 12 years old and was very interested in dancing. So you give the background, you know, Maddie was 12 and then she liked dancing. Okay, so this is called background information. Make sure you have that in your stories. Okay, next. Paragraph 3, you can describe some of the main events. So this is the interesting part. So the events are there. So when you use event, remember, we have the sequencing words, right? The linking words. So you can use at first, then, the moment that, meanwhile. So these are the words and expressions. Okay. And then you have paragraph 4. You can continue to paragraph 4 or you can mix them up. Okay. Because sometimes it is not easy to separate things in the story. Yeah. To separate different items. So introduce a twist if appropriate. Example, that was when, okay, something happened here. Soon after that, okay, something happened here. Suddenly, just then, as soon as. So these are the expressions or phrases you can use to create a twist. Okay, so try to remember these phrases. Okay, next. Bring the story to an end. So paragraph 5. Okay, bring the story to an end. So you can use phrases or words like eventually or finally. Okay, we never went to the castle again. Sally knew it would never happen again. Okay, so you can end that. Okay, bring a story to the end. Okay, so story checklist. So remember, after you have written your answer for the exam, ask yourself, did you follow the plan? Did you use the grammar correctly? Did you use the correct spelling and punctuation? And then, is your story interesting? Okay, and then is the storyline clear and coherent? Clear and coherent means, do they make sense? Okay, do they follow a sequence? Okay, have you used a range of tenses? You know, the narrative tenses, then you can use the direct speech, and then you can use dramatic sentences. So make sure you use adjectives, you use adverbs and the expressions. Okay, why? Because they give life to your story. Okay, it makes your story come alive.
Interesting.
Yes. And then make sure you use the linking words and time expressions. Okay. So that's how you write. Okay, let's look at the sample question. So this is a question that can be in your exam paper. Okay. So you should spend, it's 20 marks. You should spend 35 minutes in this part. So your English teacher has asked you to write a story. Your story must begin with this sentence. Hannah woke up and realized something. So actually this is from your textbook also.
Textbook.
Okay.
Yes.
Hannah woke up and realized something. In about 120 words, write your story. You may use the notes below to help you. So they may give you this type of question, and then either here they say write your story or write your essay, right? Okay, so let's look at Hannah woke up and realized something. Who are the characters? So you have Hannah, right? It can be other characters. Where did the story take place? So the setting. When did the story take place? Another setting. Time and place. So you have who, you have where, you have when. And then what happened in the story? So these are the events, right? So the events. What happened in the story? What did Hannah and the other characters do? So the actions of the characters. Okay, and the last one, how did Hannah feel? So you have feelings. So you have who, where, when, what, another what, but this is for action. This is for the events. This is for the characters' action. And how did Hannah feel? Okay, so this could be a type of question in the exam. Okay, so example, who are the characters? So you can mention people like Hannah, maybe there's a mother there, her mother, maybe a friend, and also all siblings. Okay, so
I
you should
will always encourage students to use only two
yes,
characters.
yes. So you can scribble all this on your exam paper, right? Because you need to have a draft of the story. So where did the story take place? Anywhere, right? It can be a house, it can be in the school, it can be in a park. When did the story take place? It can be a day, right?
Yesterday.
A Saturday, yesterday, yes. And you can write the time, 5 in the evening. Okay. What happened in the story? There could be an incident, right? Because Hannah, remember, Hannah woke up and realized something, right? So it can be an incident, a fire, a flood, or robbery because she was sleeping. Am I right? Because the word of woke up. Okay. Dia tiba-tiba terbangun daripada tidur. So it could be something like fire, flood, or robbery, right? So you can write that. So this is how you write your notes. Okay. Next, what did Hannah and the other characters do? So action, maybe alerted her parents, called the police or ambulance, or maybe helped to save the victims. Okay, and the last one, you have the feelings. How did Hannah feel? Was she happy? Was she sad? Or was she glad? Okay, you can share the feelings. So this is
Emotions.
how, yes, you draft your story. Okay, so remember you have to start with this. Don't forget this sentence. Okay, Hannah woke up and realized something. So this is the first essay, 217 words. So it's a bit long, right? So normally I purposely write a long answer, sample answer, so that you can get more ideas. And then today we can try to shorten this, okay? So Hannah woke up and realized something. She had forgotten to complete one of the homework given by her science teacher. She quickly sat at her study table and began writing. So this is the introduction, right? So you have Hannah. Where's the place? She was in her room, right? Then she was at her study table. Okay, so you have introduced her. Soon she became restless. She paced the room for a minute or two. So pacing will be going, walking up and down in the room. And then she went out onto her balcony. The cool night air washed her face, making her feel a little livelier. Okay, she looked at the flats from her balcony. Then she noticed some strange happening on the third floor of the opposite block. A person in dark clothes was rooming that particular flat with a huge bag. Hannah could not make out if it was a female or male intruder, but she was certain that it was a burglary in progress. Burglary must be used when somebody breaks into a house. Okay? Normally, you call the person a burglar. Okay. Hannah was excited. It was the only interesting thing that had happened to her the whole day. Okay. So she had a boring day. Okay. So she was tired. She dashed for the phone to report the crime. She gave the neighborhood police some details they had asked for. See the word had? Okay. So this is the past perfect. So she had asked for because the police asked earlier. So this is the first action. So you need to put had. Okay, and she waited for the police to arrive. It was a good thing that the neighborhood police station was only a block or two away. When the burglar, so this is the person, the burglar is the person, the burglary is the action. Okay, so the burglar had accomplished the task of stealing every valuable thing in sight. Okay, so the burglar was excited because he stole a lot of things. Okay, the police barged into the house, mean they rushed into the house. Finally, the burglar was arrested thanks to Hannah's help in crime watching. So Hannah was so happy and proud when the police appeared at her door or her house to thank her. Okay, so that's quite interesting, right?
Very interesting story.
Yes. So, but the sentence is 217. So how to change? Okay, if you see all this, my story, you can maybe underline important words like person in
Summarize.
dark. Yes.
Mm.
Rooming, burglary. You have the word police. You have the word report the crime. Okay. You have the word arrested. You have the word burglar. You have the word barge into the house. So maybe you can concentrate on the important words or phrases. Then you can come up with your story. Okay, for example, I think we have a few 20 more minutes, right? Okay, this is shortened, but it's still long. Okay, you can shorten this. So for example, Hannah woke up and realized something. She had forgotten to complete one of her homework given by her science teacher. She quickly sat at her study table and began writing. So it is shorter, right? So you can use
Mm.
important one. Like just now you mentioned she didn't know whether was a man or a female, right? So you can take
Yes.
it out. You can take that out. You can say
Omit it
soon,
out.
yes, omit it, yes. Soon she became restless. She went out on her balcony. The cool night air washed her face, making her feel a little livelier. So you have to write this. The cool air, this is adjective. Okay. She became livelier. So these are all adjectives. That's why adjective can make your story come alive. Okay. When looking at some flat, she noticed a man. So now it's a man. So you can shorten it instead of a figure. Okay. So you write a man in black clothes on the third floor of the opposite block. He was roaming that flat with a huge bag. Hannah was certain that it was a burglary in progress. Okay, so you can say he was excited because this is important, feeling excited. And then she dashed for the phone. She rushed to take the phone and call the police. So she gave the police some details. So you need to write this right. And then you can even take this out. It was a good thing that the police station was only a block or two away. You can take this out if you do not want. Okay. So when the burglar was busy stealing valuable things, the police barged in and arrested him. Okay. So you must write barge in because the police rushed into the house and caught him. Okay, so remember you have to share the feelings because it's in the question. So she was happy and proud. Okay, that's how you sometimes try to uh, find the important ideas or the important details. Okay, but it's still quite long. Okay, you can because to write 120, I think it's very very short, right?
It's not easy
So,
also
yeah,
actually.
it's not easy to write. Yes, that's why you
See,
can
when the
still
ideas
cover.
flow, the
Yes,
students will intend to write,
I
without
think you can
realizing
still
some.
write. Yeah, you can write until 150. I think it's still okay, right? But
Mm.
make sure that
But
your
this,
grammar is quite okay. You must check on your grammar and your spelling. Yes.
Teacher
Okay.
Gan,
Yes.
how about if the students they do they need to include all the details inside all the given notes?
They have
yes, they
because
have
it's
to.
in the notes because it's here. So
They
you
have
need to yes, you have to answer all this bubble map, the mind map. If you don't answer, you don't get the full marks. Like who, what, where, when, and how. Okay. So these are important points. They need
Actually,
to
they
and then
answer.
they
refer to
can
point 1, point 2.
Yes, they have to answer. If don't answer, they won't get grade A, the highest band. Okay. Just like
okay.
SPM also, because they stress the marking scheme is already different. I think the teacher will share later on how the marking scheme is. So it is
Yeah, the
important to write
subject
the
teachers will
important.
share in the class.
Yes. Okay. So here are more samples. Okay, you can use the important words or phrases to write your own essay. So I'm going to share this. Maybe you can try later on. Those students who are here, right? So we have about
Yes,
15
yes,
more
yes,
minutes.
student.
Okay, let's slowly read through this. This is a different story. Okay.
It's not Emma.
So yeah, but I don't Emma anymore, Hannah, because the center giver is Hannah. Okay, remember it's 209 words. Okay, and try to shorten it. No, who knows? You can come up with about 130 or 140. But I didn't write the answer. I didn't share. Okay, you can try. So Hannah woke up and realized something. Okay, remember you have to stick to this sentence. She heard some noises from the window and peeked through the curtains. Now different. Okay, she woke up, she heard noises. Then she peeked through the curtains. So you can use this type of sentences to create suspense. Mom, Dad, can you see that? There's a dialogue, right? So you can write direct speech. So it is important. Okay, Mom, Dad, hurry up, come and see. Several planks from of our neighbor's house have been removed. Hannah woke her parents up. Okay, so dialogue is Hannah is talking to the parents. Hannah's mother, Madam Sue, said, "Oh yes, I see it. The house looks like it's been ransacked." Okay, what is ransack? Ransack means somebody has entered the house and you can see everything is messy. Maybe the drawers are open, the cupboards are open, the clothes are on the floor, maybe the books are scattered all over. So that is called ransack.
One broke into your house. Okay.
Yes. So you can use the word ransack because ransack sort of give you a better quality for your English. Hey,
Good
I think
adjective.
yes, good adjective. Okay. Hey, I think there's someone inside. Yes, the thief is still there. So you can see the dialogue there, right? Okay. Learn to write dialogue because some students do not know how to write. They do not know how to write all the symbols, everything. Yeah. Okay. At that moment, the thief turned and noticed there were some people looking at him. Realizing he was being watched, he grabbed a stick and tried to flee. So you must know flee. Now you have the word thief. So you can use thief, right? You can use burglar, you can use thief. Okay, flee means to run away. Hannah father, sorry. Hannah father is wrong. Okay, sometimes you don't check Hannah's father, yes. So it must be, I use a pen. But sometimes you cannot see the pen. Okay, so Hannah's, okay, apostrophe S. Okay, Hannah's father rushed out and pounced on the thief who tried to attack him. Another neighbor who heard their shouts for help during the struggle with the thief came to their aid. Together, came to the aid means to help them. This is to the aid, menolong mereka, okay? Together, they tied up the thief with some cloth before handing him over to the police. I hit him hard with a piece of wood and the thief dropped the stick, said Hannah's father. Now it's correct, Hannah's father. Okay, you can see the spelling here. Hannah's father to the reporters later. He also punched me in the face when my wife and neighbor tried to hold him down, he added, showing the swelling on his face and bruises on his arm. Hannah was extremely proud of his father's heroic act. Okay? Okay? So heroic means brave act. Okay? So this is another different story. So it's not easy to come up with a storyline, right? Okay, another sharing. So we had one
What
about
sharing?
thief, burglary. Yes, this is about flood. Okay, just now I mentioned you can write about robbery, you can write about burglary, you can write about flood, and another one is a fire, right? Okay, so students try look at the yellow highlighted words. You can use all these words and write a different story. Okay, so maybe it can be about 120 words. So Hannah woke up and realized something. She heard a loud thunder. The falling rain was accompanied by blinding flashes of lightning and deafening peals of thunder. So this is good, okay? Because you have blinding flashes of lightning. Okay, it means kilat, kilat. And deafening, deafening is very loud. Peals of thunder. Guru, bunyi guru. So the town where she lives, Kuantan, faces the Pahang River. Okay, although her place was a flood-prone area, so you need to use the word flood-prone. Flood-prone means kawasan yang senang sentiasa banjir. Prone is
banjir kilat.
yes, sentiasa banjir. Prone means senang dilanda banjir. Okay, many were caught by surprise as this was not the monsoon season. After 3 hours of incessant rain hujan berterusan. Non-stop. Okay, so turn the word incessant, yes. The swollen river burst its bank. Means river bank means tebing sungai. So it burst. Burst means tebing sungai itu pecah. Okay, broken. Yes. And unleash its fury. Unleash means the water came out from the river. Then fury means very, very strong. So there was a very strong or bad flood. Okay. So unleash. Unleash means imagine if you have a balloon full of water and then you poke it. So how the water came out, right? Okay,
Splash.
many of the residents were caught off guard. Caught off guard means terperangkap. You didn't realize it. You were caught there. You can't do anything. So Hannah's parent told her to take some of her important belongings and place them in a luggage. Her mother was scared that they had to evacuate to higher ground. Her father said news from the television mentioned traffic woes. Traffic woes means like traffic jams. Woes are problems, okay? So there are a lot of traffic. There were a lot of traffic problems as many vehicles were stopped. Stop means you can't move. The vehicles cannot move. Okay? As the flood waters rose, many of the residents were forced to flee their homes. Houses were inundated. Inundated means ditenggelami air. Okay? Inundated means you must it is like houses are already covered with water. Okay? And then some of you,
Tenggelam.
yes, tenggelam. As the flood water rose, some of you may ask, if you are aware of a plural and singular, teacher, why got S here? Flood waters. Because when you write waters, this is referring to flood in different places, not in one place. That's why you are allowed to use waters. Okay? So S here is referring to flood, but in various places. Okay, so you can learn all these good words. Okay, so when the rain did not show sign of abating means berhenti, semakin what is it?
Menurun.
Semakin
Hujan menurun.
no, bukan it means that the rain is becoming lesser
Serik.
and lesser. Serik, okay.
Macam Kelantan cakap
No,
serik.
yeah, no sign means the rain is still heavy. Okay, Hannah and her parents evacuated the house in her father's car. They decided to go to the nearest relief center. Various authorities were deployed. Deployed means there are people who were asked to help these people. Okay, deployed means diberi tugas to help evacuate and supply food to the flood victims. So you must use victims because this is mangsa banjir. So these are important words, okay? The one that I have highlighted. So after 4 days of continuous downpour is non-stop rain, the rain finally stopped. Okay, the overcast sky. Overcast means dark sky. So you can say the dark sky. Is this correct? Okay, the dark skies or the overcast skies finally cleared. Semakin terang. Sudah tak gelap. Okay. The faint glow of the sun ray brought cheer and relief to the people affected by the flood. So now you can see the sun. Okay, a faint, sikit saja nampak. Okay, faint glow. So people started to return to their homes. After a week of uncertainty and chaos, uncertain means you're not sure whether you're safe or not. Chaos means everything is messy, okay? Hannah was glad that life returned to normal. Okay? Okay, so these are some ideas for flood. Okay, let's look at the next one. I think we have one more, right? Okay, this is for?
Yeah, we have 7 more minutes.
Yes, for fire, okay? For fire. So Hannah woke up and realized something. She was awakened by a loud commotion. Same thing, okay? Loud voice, loud noises. So you can use commotion. She opened her eyes and lay listening. She could hear shouts and screams coming from the outside. Sensing that something was wrong, she rushed to inform her parents. There was a huge crowd gathered at one of the houses further up the street of Taman Ria. So now you have just now Puan Manjit mentioned about the name of the place, right? So now you can put like Taman Ria, okay? The house was ablaze. Ablaze means terbakar. And thick cloud of smoke were floating up into the clouds. Okay, you can describe the smoke. So, adjective, thick cloud of smoke. Hannah's father went back into the house and made an urgent call to the fire department. Okay, it was Mr. Halim's house. Mr. Halim and his wife were safely out of the house, but their young daughter was still trapped inside the burning inferno. So now you don't use fire, you use the word inferno. So inferno also is referring to the flames and the fire. Okay, the neighbors
Good
had formed.
adjective.
Yes. So you must create more interesting story with adjectives. The neighbors had formed a human chain and were using buckets of water to put out. Say the word put out. Okay, I forgot to highlight this. Put out is memadamkan. Another word is to extinguish the fire. Okay, so learn these two words. Because some student will write put off the fire, right? We always see the word put off. So it's not put off, it's put out the fire. Put off means tangguhkan, postpone. You cannot postpone a fire, okay? So put out the fire. But it was of no avail. No avail means sia-sia. Okay, useless. So Hannah could hear the frantic cries. cries is people crying. Frantic means you are panicking, you feel panicky. Of a young girl inside the burning house. Luckily, the fire brigade, okay, this is the fire brigade, arrived in time to rescue her. A fireman threw himself at the door. Okay, throw means you to throw yourself at the door and broke into the house. He managed to locate her and carried her over his right shoulder and dash out, meluru keluar, okay, rush out. The girl was placed on a grass patch, okay, part of the grassy area. Okay, soon the ambulance arrived. The paramedics also, remember this word because some students cannot use paramedics, right? Okay, I even had students, you write bomberman. There's no bomberman. So you remember you must write fireman,
You say,
Because
they are using
Fireman.
the
yes,
end
because
translation,
you have cicak man, then you write bomberman. Don't write bomberman. Okay.
Cicak man.
Okay.
Okay,
So
okay.
the paramedics quickly.
Superman.
Okay. So many students do not know the word paramedics, right? So you need to learn all
Yeah,
this word. Okay.
paramedic.
Remember the
Actually, now
highlighted.
they should know
Yes.
already about paramedics.
Yes, you can
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can watch the video and get the highlighted words. Okay, they
Yeah.
quickly transported the girl to the hospital. Okay, you always say bring, but you can say transported the girl to the hospital.
Transported. Mm-mm.
Okay, accompanied by Mr. and Mrs. Halim. So accompanied is ditemani. Okay, the
Yes.
fireman. Okay, so just now there was a man, fireman only one, but plural will be
Mm.
men, right? Okay, so
Mm-mm.
they use the big hoses. Okay, this is the pipe eye. So you must say hose. Okay, to put out the fire. So again, to put the fire out or to
To put
extinguish
the
the
fire
fire.
out.
Yes, but the house was completely ruined. Ruined means you cannot save the house
Gone.
anymore. Yes, because
Gone.
remember we learned the word adverbs completely. Completely means
Completely.
sepenuhnya rosak. Okay, everything
Sepenuhnya.
was gone. Okay, the following
Sepenuhnya
day,
hilang.
yes. The following day, Hannah and her parents went to visit the girl in the hospital. She was still recovering. Hannah was so glad that the girl only suffered minor burns. Okay? So these are some ideas that you can write if you get a story. So because the sentence given, Hannah woke up and realized something, right? So you
Yeah.
must relate it to waking up. You cannot say that no. Maybe you can write wake up in the class because she was sleeping, right? You can do
Yeah.
that also. Because you need to remember the keywords are woke up and then realize something. Okay, so something must be
Mm-hmm.
something interesting, right? So you can write
Mm-hmm.
about fire, flood, or also robbery. The robbery can
Mm-hmm.
even happen in your own house, right? You can hear voices
Mm-hmm.
downstairs, and maybe there's robbery. Okay, so it is
Mm-hmm.
better to read more to get more ideas. You can buy a model
Mm-hmm.
essay book and read more for ideas. Okay, I think that's all. That's all.
Okay, Madam
Come to
Gan.
the end. Yes. Any
Yeah, I think
questions?
I will continue. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
I
you
can
can
see my
rest for.
student there. Ray
Yeah,
Shaman is here. Ray,
yeah.
hi, Ray Shaman. I just taught him today in
Ah,
class. Okay,
Okay,
that's
okay.
all.
And then kiss me screen also is here.
Yes.
Okay.
So I
Can
share
I
the
continue?
link. The link first. You can scan this.
Okay, can I continue?
Uh,
Yeah, Madam Gan?
okay,
Okay,
can.
yeah. We are done with today's session, students and teachers and parents. We learned a lot from Madam Gan Bin Hun about storytelling, how to write a story, how to use adjectives. All right. Okay. Congratulations to those who are able to follow our session from the beginning to the end. And thank you very much to Madam Aisha too, Noaisha Harun, and also Madam Shirley. And not forgetting Madam Gan for such an interesting
Okay,
session
thank
just
you.
now. Before I provide the certificate link, I want to remind all of you to fill it using eDD account, and the link will only be active in 30 minutes. Please do click and fill in the form with correct spelling. Okay, the link for the certificate is already in the chat session. The passcode of today's session is #class IUEDD. Okay, to those who haven't joined EDD Junior Telegram, please do so. And if you want to get more information, please go to www.academyyoutuber.com. All right, students? Good. So once again, boys and girls, please support Madam Gan's channel, Educator Omni, all right, by clicking the subscribe button now. Good. Thank you. And anything else? Madam Gan, do you want to share anything? Cikgu Aisyah?
Uh,
Cikgu Shirley?
I would like to say thank you to all the students who are here today, and also
Alright.
to Cikgu Aisyah, Cikgu Manjit, and Cikgu Shirley. Okay, thanks for being in the Conti. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, I think
Okay.
that's all for now. Okay, see you students and everyone. Bye.
Bye. Bye. See you again.
Bye-bye.
Dibawakan kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber.